Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It's the late Christmas edition here, as everyone, slept in, gonna go eat their Christmas breakfast or their Christmas dinner and open their presents. I don't know. Everyone has different Christmas things that they do, and mine is very incredibly casual, so casual day. Let's get into our headlines and then our news stories. Today on Before Coffee. Jailed Russian opposition leader Navalny located 3 weeks after losing contact.
And jingle bells, Donald Trump smells and Rudy has to pay.
Sleepless nights can sap joy and increase your risk of anxiety, major study reveals.
And Navy Fed shits the bed and their mortgage practices cause dismay.
Who killed Santa Claus? Explaining the mystery behind the decoration controversy in Nantes.
Those stories and more, which is National Pumpkin Day, December 25th. Merry Christmas for Before Coffee.
All right, first news story. This is a very short story about how Navalny, which we talked about a lot this year, because he's the opposition leader who's supposedly jailed, because, that's a normal thing in a democracy to jail your opposition. This is by Euronews. Imprisoned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny has been located, associates say, 3 weeks after losing contacts. Associates of imprisoned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny said on Monday that he had been located at a prison colony above the Arctic Circle nearly 3 weeks after contact with him was lost. Navalny, the most prominent foe of Russian President Vladimir Putin, is serving a 19-year sentence on charges of extremism. When does Putin get to do that? He had been imprisoned in the Vladimir region of central Russia, about 230 kilometers east of Moscow, but his lawyers said they had not been able to reach him since December 6th. His spokesperson, Kira Yarmish, said on Twitter that he was located in a prison colony in the town of Karp in the Yamalo-Nenetsk region at 1,900 kilometers northeast of Moscow. The region is notorious for long and severe winters. The town is near Vorkuta, whose coal mines were among the harshest of Soviet Gulag prison camp system. It is almost impossible to get to this colony. It is almost impossible to even send letters there. This is the highest possible level of isolation from the world, Navalny chief strategist Leonid Volkov said on Twitter. Transfers within Russia's prison system are shrouded in secrecy, and inmates can disappear from contact for several weeks. Navalny's team was practically alarmed when he could not be found because he had been ill and reportedly was being denied food and kept in an unventilated cell. Supporters believed he was deliberately being hidden after Putin announced his candidacy in Russia's March presidential election. Oh, there's an election? That's cool. While Putin's re-election is all but certain, because it's not really an election, given his overwhelming control over the country's political scene and widening crackdown to dissent, Navalny supporters and other critics hope to use the campaign to erode public support for the Kremlin leader and his military action in Ukraine. Navalny has been behind bars in Russia since January 2021, when he returned to Moscow after recuperating in Germany from a nerve agent poisoning that he blamed on the Kremlin. Before his arrest, he campaigned against official corruption and organized major anti-Kremlin protests. He has since received 3 prison terms and spent missions and isolations in a penal colony 6th of November for allegedly minor infractions. He has rejected all charges against him as politically motivated. Yeah, that's easy to say. I'm not exactly sure what extremism is, but that sounds like a very, very specific, one would say, an opinion. Oh, that's pretty extreme, if you say so. Yeah, not wanting me to be president is pretty extreme. That's probably what Putin's saying. Hey, me being president is like...
opposition.
Yeah. I can't believe you told people to vote for you. That's pretty extreme. Pretty crazy. But yeah, that's my really short story about how Navalny's still going, and hopefully one day he'll be freed and be able to be a president too, I guess. Who knows what will happen, but most likely not anything good, seeing as where the world is going when it comes to Russia.
Well, let's raise the political dialogue a bit to how to How bad does Donald Trump smell? Yeah, there's variety of stories on this. So let's cover one from Newsweek. It says Donald Trump smell claims spark avalanche of jokes and memes. Nobody put their byline in this story. I don't see one anyway. It's Newsweek.com. Bizarre claims over Donald Trump's smell caused a deluge of memes and jokes across social media. Trump's purported odor was commented on by former Congressman and CNN commentator Anna Kinzinger on social media on December 16th, leading to dozens of anti-Trump accounts making accusations about Trump smells. Why do they say anti-Trump accounts? Why can't they just be people making jokes? These are the kind of silly.
No, they have
How are they
anti-Trump?
What's it mean? Huh?
They have anti-Trump in their description. That's why. I'm sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm sure. How do you know they're anti-Trump accounts? That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Well, it ain't, but the hashtag Trump stinks hashtag. Why do they have hashtag twice? The Trump stinks hashtag emerged and became the trending topic on social media, formerly known as Twitter, in the U.S. on Friday. One account wrote that Trump faces new RICO charges, as in he reeks RICO charges. Anyway, REEKO charges, in a reference to 13 charges the former president faced in Georgia, including violating the state's anti-racketeering. He denies all charges. Who cares if he denies them? It's true. Another tweet showed a picture of Trump sitting on a chair during an episode of the TV show Seinfeld, in which characters Jerry Seinfeld and Elaine complain of the smell in the vehicle. In his trend-sparking tweet, Kinzinger wrote, "I'm genuinely surprised how people close to Trump haven't talked about the odor. It's surely something to behold. Wear a mask if you can." In a typically robust response, Trump's team robust. Who writes these articles? Kinzinger's tweet said Kinzinger has disgraced his country. Oh, how did he do that? Okay. Trump campaign spokesman Stephen Chung told Newsweek Adam Kinzinger farted on live TV and is an unemployed fraud. Well, you got him there.
I can't believe
Trump
this
still
is news.
stinks. Take a bath, fatty. It's clear that purported incident involved Kinzinger the Trump team was referring to. Yeah, exactly. We just make shit up. Oh, you farted on live TV. So,
Okay.
Did anybody hear it? Nobody hear it. Didn't happen.
If you smelt it, you dealt
Okay.
it. Don't you know that's the rules?
Yeah, nobody can smell. We don't have smell-o-vision these days. At least we not yet. Kinzinger was part of the House Select Committee that investigated the events of January 6th. The panel recommended charges be filed against the 45th president. Who cares about what Trump said about it? Some of the trending tweets reference the time a former co-producer of The Apprentice, Trump's hit business show, said that Trump had something of an interesting aroma. Newsweek reported in May that Kathy Griffith wrote in a tweet that her locked account that she and Liza Minnelli had to try to ignore him when they appeared on the show together, but he does smell really bad. Trump has approached the Trump representative via email for a comment. In response to Kinzinger's tweet, Griffith wrote, "Yep, can confirm." Others found the trend hard to bear. One person wrote, "We are facing a cost of living crisis, record debt, a border. There ain't no border invasion." Oh my God, shut the fuck. Well, we're just going to script over this bad tweet where they just list problems we don't have. Okay? All right? Border invasion. We have a border invasion. No, we don't. We don't have a fucking border invasion. Just right-wing talking points. You know what we have? We have a lot of poor countries where people want to leave. And we talk about we're this great country that everybody wants to be a part of. And we advertise being a part of this great country that everybody wants to be a part of. And then we're pissed off when people want to come here. You can't have it both ways, motherfuckers. And you can't announce that you're closing the border. When you do that, people rush to the border. When you announce, hey, Walmart's closing for a week and we won't be selling anything for a week, what's going to happen? People run to Walmart. They get in their car, drive to Walmart, and buy everything on the shelf. That's what they do. It doesn't matter. It's human nature. So yeah, there's a rush to the border because you keep announcing you're closing it. Fucking morons. Anyway, Trump smells, Trump stinks, and they're trying to conflate it into, why are we talking about real issues? Well, Trump doesn't talk about real issues. He talks about demagoguery and straw man out there. There, the boogeyman. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Back to you. Trump still stinks, literally and figuratively.
Okay. Well, at least you can go to sleep at night thinking about that.
Yep.
I guess. And you should, because if you don't sleep, you're going to have a rough day and maybe even a rough life. This is from Luke Hurst. Losing just an hour of sleep or two can negatively impact your emotions, researchers found in new analysis of 50 years of data. And also from my own personal experience. It's well known that a lack of sleep not only makes you tired, but can also have a detrimental physical impact on your body too. But a new study has revealed that those sleepless nights have an even bleaker outcome. They sap your joy and increase the risk of anxiety. In an analysis of more than 50 years of research on sleep deprivation and mood, researchers wanted to find out the psychological impact of what they called our largely sleep-deprived society. Publishing the findings in the journal Psychological Bulletin, they analyzed data from 154 studies that spanned 5 decades. Across the studies, there were more than 5,000 participants whose sleep was disrupted for 1 or more nights. Some were kept awake for extended periods, while others were given shorter than normal amounts of sleep. Another set of participants was periodically woken throughout the night. The studies then measured at least one emotional variable following the disrupted sleep, with participants self-reporting their mood and responding to emotional stimuli, as well as being measured for symptoms of depression and anxiety. The researchers found all 3 types of sleep disruption resulted in fewer positive emotions, including joy, happiness, and contentment. They also increased symptoms of anxiety, such as rapid heart rate and increased levels of worry. There were some findings for symptoms of depression, but these were smaller and less consistent. Probably because depression makes you sleep the most, let's be honest. If you're depressed, you know what you do? You just pass out and sleep for like 24 hours. You're just like, I don't want to even exist. Similar results were found for an increase in negative emotions such as sadness, worry, and stress. In our largely sleep-deprived society, quantifying the effects of sleep loss on emotions is critical for promoting psychological health, said study lead Dr. Cara Palma of Montana State University. This study represents the most comprehensive synthesis of experimental sleep and emotion research to date. It provides strong evidence that periods of extended wakefulness, shortened sleep duration, and nighttime awakings adversely influence human emotional functioning. Palmer added that the negative effects happened even after short periods of sleep loss, including staying up an hour or two later than normal. We also found that sleep loss increased anxiety symptoms and blunted arousal in response to emotional stimuli, she said. The researchers noted that a limitation of the study was that the majority of participants were young adults with an average age of 23. The most diverse age sample in future research could provide a better understanding of sleep deprivation effects on emotion. They would also like to examine sleep loss effects in different cultures, as most of this research study was conducted in the United States and Europe. Research has found that more than 30% of adults and up to 90% of teens don't get enough sleep, Palmer said. The implications of this research for individual public health are considerable in a large sleep-deprived society. Industries and sectors prone to sleep loss, such as first responders, pilots, and truck drivers, should develop and adopt policies that prioritize sleep to mitigate against the risk of daytime function and well-being. Also, as they indicated, this was a study of very young people, and it's been already indicated in other studies that people up from like teenage years to their middle 20s have a totally different sleep cycle than somebody who's 35. Way different, way more prone to waking up in the middle of the day, being awake and staying up later, whereas as you get older you do become in a way more of a morning person. Waking up at like 8 a.m. isn't a big deal for you anymore, but when you're 13, waking up at 8 a.m. to go to school, or even 6 a.m. for me, was really difficult because unfortunately my body was not meant to be waking up that early. I was the best time for studies have been done on this. The best time to wake up for a young 13-year-old is 10 a.m. That's when school should have started. School should have started at 10 a.m., 11. But nope, it started at 7 a.m. for me, and it was awful, and no wonder I hated middle school. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
less
to see what a study with a larger difference, like some 50-year-olds in there, some 80-year-olds. What would happen? Because we all have different sleep patterns as we age. Sorry, what did you want to say?
Mine's probably the same as it was when I was 16. I still love sleeping, so it's still my favorite thing. I still getting me out of bed. Forget about it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Once I'm awake, though, I don't want to go back to bed. Like at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm wide awake, going, what can I do next? What's wrong with me? All right, is that it?
That's the end.
Okay, well, we're going to cover a story that was covered by CNN, but we're going to do MSNBC's version of it because the CNN one is really long, because they're the one that did the report. So if you're the one that did the report, spent the money, hired a reporter, interviewed people, your report's going to be 75 pages long, and the people reporting on it, they're just going to glance at it and go, okay, we're going to cover this and have our response.
I'm going to read the intro and the conclusion, and that's it.
Here's MSNBC's response to CNN's report. And the headline reads, Navy Federal Credit Union is getting the heat that the whole lending industry deserves, which is true. But you would think Navy Federal will be above this shit, right? This is by Andre M. Perry, Senior Fellow at Brookings Metro. So he's not even an MSNBC reporter, he's a consultant. According to December 14th, CNN report, the Navy Federal Credit Union, the largest credit union in the United States, denied more than 50% of black applicants for new conventional home mortgages in 2022, even as it had approval rate greater than 75% for white applicants seeking the same product. According to the report, among all major lenders last year, Navy Federal was responsible for the widest disparity in approval rates between black and white borrowers. The CNN report also found that black applicants to Navy Federal were more than likely, twice as likely to be denied as white applicants, even when more than a dozen variables, including income, debt-to-income ratio, property value, down payment percentage, and neighborhood characteristics were the same. CNN, whose report is based on its analysis of public data made available through the Consumer Financial Protection Board, also found wide disparities between Latino borrowers and white ones. A class action, although it's hard to distinguish Latino and white. That's always been my little sticking point. To talk a little sidebar here. Latino and white. You can have a Latino name, right, and claim you're white. And it happens all the time. I'm like, your name is Gomez. Why are you claiming you're white? Well, I am white, but I'm a Latino. Okay. I mean, must be nice to be part of 4 different groups. I don't know. I
mean, I'm part of several different groups, so... I mean, it is not nice. It actually sucks ass. Yeah. So I don't know why. The only good group to be part of in this world is the white group. So that's probably why they're claiming it.
Yeah, but I'm white. I'm legitimately like as white as you get. I'm almost albino white.
Yeah, I know. We can see. We're blinded when we look at you.
I'm not white. So you can see plainly how white I am, of course. But anyway. It's kind of weird how they try to. Okay, let's not do the Latino part because it's a little bit harder to distinguish. If you're just looking at names, you can, right?
Well, people from Spain have Gomez. What? And people from Spain have the name Gomez. They're white. They're Europeans. Right. So.
There's people from the Philippines that have Spanish surnames. Are they Filipinos or are they're Hispanic? I don't know. They speak Tagalog, which is half Spanish, A class action lawsuit was quickly filed against a credit union alleging that it was discriminated against black and Latino applicants. And Maxine Waters of California, the ranking Democrat on House Financial Service Committee, said in a statement that Navy Federal must explain to both Congress and their members how such practices took place, what immediate steps are being taken to correct them, the harm done, and who in management will be held responsible. Waters is right to call for an examination of the practices that contribute to those racial disparities. However, the problem with calling one lender on the carpet is that it often lets industry practices off the hook. Waters' call must go out to the entire housing industry, not just one financial institute. Where there's smoke, there's fire. When it comes to discrimination, lending, racial disparities, President represent the smoke, not the fire. The fire is burning and foundational elements of underwriting, servicing, and regulations. That's not just Navy Federal Credit Union abides by, but the other institutions abide by too. The CNN analysis considered income, debt-to-income ratios, and other crucial factors like property value, down payment percentage, and neighborhood characteristics, variables readily available through publicly accessible databases. In a statement to CNN, Navy Federal spokesperson Bill Pearson said, CNN's report does not accurately reflect our practices because it did not account for major criteria required by any financial institution to approve mortgage loan. He also said those factors included credit score, available cash deposits, and a relationship history with lender. Credit scores, which constitute a significant component of all lenders' underwriting practices, are not publicly available. But as Lisa Rice and Yandre Swisnik, both with the National Fair Housing Alliance, explained in an article, discriminatory effects of credit scoring on communities of color of those scores do not assess the risk characteristics of the borrower. They also reflect the riskiness of an environment in which a consumer is utilizing credit, as well as the riskiness of the credits of the products that the consumer uses. That makes them a legal vestige of our segregated past. And what she's saying is, the point is, yeah, well, your credit rating is bad because you're black. The only place that would lend you in the first place was one of these fucking fly-by-night payday lenders, right? You couldn't get a loan anywhere else. And what did those payday lenders do? They screwed you, and they screwed your credit rating. So your credit ratings never recovered from that bullshit you had to go in the first place because you had bad credit, and now we're going to punish you because you had bad credit in the first place. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's what I got from it. You're never going to get good credit if you start out with payday lenders.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, seriously, they're just going to screw you, and pretty soon your payday lenders, you're paying them $40,000 for something you only about $150.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I mean, $150. I need $150. I need $150 for my car payment, or I'm gonna repo it. But I'm out of work, and then 6 months later, you're still paying on $150, and it goes in your credit rating.
Lovely.
And 10 years later, you're going for a home mortgage, and they go, "What about this thing?" Like, are you fucking kidding me? I make $100,000 a year. Give me a loan. You know. No, you can't make a payment. I make $100,000. You can't make a payment. Okay, whatever. This rent I've been paying, ignore that. Certainly some bias in lending decisions is a reflection of racist people, and we must have robust oversight mechanisms to weed them out. However, a big racial disparity in housing are more of an indictment of the everyday practices and policies that all banks adhere to. Consequently, we need innovation in various foundation elements of mortgage processes that appear to be neutral on the surface, but still have negative impacts on multiple groups. We are seeing innovation in credit scoring with the FICO 10T and Vanguard score 4.0 replacing the classic FICO scoring model, but we should use the current news on the Navy Federal as an opportunity to demand more. Again, the problem is bigger than Navy Federal. Industry practices are the problem. When my colleague Jonathan Rothwell, David Harshberger, and I released our report that showed that the homes of similar quality in neighborhoods with similar amenities are worth 23% less in majority black neighborhoods than in neighborhoods with no black residents, reporters, advocates, and homeowners were quick to blame appraisers. However, we felt there would likely be more factors we would find when we made it through the smoke of the racial disparity. And we were right. When the Federal Housing and Finance Agency made appraisal data public, allowing researchers to see how much appraising matters in the value difference, we saw that after adjusting for characteristics of homes, neighborhoods, appraisal transactions, and majority blacks neighborhoods are 1.9 times more likely to be appraised under the contract price than homes in majority white neighborhoods, representing 20% of the value gap. So, they crunched the data at the Brookings Institute, and they said, yes, we concluded that, yes, this is a thing. And appraisers are just like, well, you're black. You can get by with less money. That seems to be the prevailing attitude, which is complete horseshit.
Yeah.
And well, it's like the same thing. We let a black person live in our neighborhood. We're good people. You can let nobody do shit. What is there this letting nonsense? You people go in your neighborhood, they buy a house, they don't need your approval. I mean, it'd be nice if you get along with your neighbors, but why do you need everybody to approve of everything in your life? Anyway, back to you.
Well, to get into the Christmas spirit, let's talk about Santa Claus and the decoration controversy in Nantes. That's right. This is from Alice Carnevali on Euronews Culture. What sort of Christmas would it be without a controversy over decorations? Euronews Culture looks at the debate that unfolded around Le Voyage and Hiver in the French city of Nantes and tries to solve the crime. The mystery of Santa Claus's death began on the 17th of November in French TV studio of CN News, or C News. The journalist Pascal Prod ignited a storm by opening his show Le Hé de Poste, stating, "Santa Claus has died in Nantes." No, the body of the famously jolly present distributor wasn't found, but the journalist made some assumptions based on what he considered relevant clues. Proud pointed an accusing finger at Nantes' socialist mayor, Johanna Roland, holding her responsible for transforming Christmas from a Christian tradition into an ideological gathering. Specifically, he criticized her for replacing traditional decorations with urban art exposition Le Voyage and Hiver, thus depriving people of the true Christmas experience. Nantes' administrator reacted immediately. Mayor Johanna Roland posted a thread accusing Proud of spreading fake news. According to her, there was no evidence of the murder of Father Christmas. Nantes loves Christmas and celebrates it magnificently. Differently from the narrow-minded people seeking to create divisions, Le Voyage and Hiver mixes artistic, musical, and traditional animations to amaze, she tweeted. In French, of course. The defense did not convince everyone, and the mystery soon went viral. Marianne Marchal, MP and niece of the far-right leader Marine Le Pen, filmed a video in Nantes denouncing the degradation of French traditions. The Italian right newspaper Libero labeled Nantes as a feminist-led revolutionary city, while the TV program Fuori dal Coro portrayed it as the city that erased Christmas. But did Santa truly die in Nantes? To investigate into the alleged death of Santa Claus, we need to examine the crime scene and the motive behind the killing, starting with Le Voyage and Hiver. Unlike other cities, Nantes municipality did not directly pick the Christmas decoration. These are pieces of art composing the festival Le Voyage and Hiver, an event coordinated by Le Voyage en Nantes, a local publicly owned corporation organizing urban exhibitions and receiving subventions from the municipality. Le Voyage and Hiver is an occasion for our city. It brings artists together and asks them to create decorations that truly show Nantes' identity, putting forward its cultural and historical heritage, Jean Blaise, the artistic director, told Euronews Culture. The event was initiated in 2022 in response to a specific request from the city center shop owners, who wanted to bring art to the streets, attracting more tourists and potential clients. Yet, not everyone appreciated the originality. Pascal Prod and the Italian media identified Petite Maman Noël and La Nuit Yavoy as the central clues of Santa's death. Realized by the artist Virginie Bard, Petite Maman Noël is a statue of a woman dressed like Santa Claus, sitting on a swing. And while La Nuit Yavoy created by Vincent Olinet is a group of several objects illuminated with neon lights scattered around the city center. Like a deer, for example. This is like we have the Light Festival in Amsterdam, okay? It's basically Christmas lights that are set up to do different things, and it's not all Christmas based. Sometimes it's like, cultural based or, political based, know? But I never heard anybody say, Amsterdam's killed Santa, because they don't put crosses everywhere and people aren't singing Noel or whatever. With these decorations, the administration is given a space for LGBTQ and feminist symbols, depriving citizens of the Christian aspect of Christmas. Because as you know, hating people is what a Christian is. Not accepting all in their different forms, but specifically hating gay people and feminist women. Boo! We don't need you for anything important, at all. Stupid women. However, when Jean Blaise was asked about the political strategy of his festival, his position was quite different. The debate was made up and orchestrated by the most conservative French and international media. He told Euronews Culture, Nantes still has Christmas trees. Christmas markets, we just wanted to be creative with decorations. And for some reason, these people seem to have overlooked the central artistic piece of this edition is composed of restored church bells playing magnificent Christmas music. Of course they have, because that doesn't fit their narrative of, oh, Christmas is dead. Oh, it's the war on Christmas has entered France. We don't need to call up Miss Marple to understand that a crucial piece is missing from the puzzle. Witnesses. People living in Nantes and not journalists coming from the outside. Overall, the art pieces showcased by the Voyage and Rivière generated mixed feelings. Some citizens appreciated the decorations. I do not care about Christmas as much as I used to when I was a child, Mathilde told Euronews Culture, but it is an excellent occasion to color up the city, and I think that Nantes decorations make it prettier. Others, like Suzanne, have mixed feelings about the results, but appreciate the effort. I like Little Mother Christmas and the multicolored deer. They put me in a Christmassy mood. Some lights do not look nice to me, but overall the idea is original and the city looks warmer and decorated. Oh God, it's a picture of a Christmas tree. Ah, real Christmas. By the way, Christmas trees are part of the not Christian tradition. It's actually part of the Nordic tradition of having a tree. I actually don't know the actual, paraphrase it, the actual history, but it's not Christian. Others have a more critical stance. I find the light rather cold and unwelcoming, said Leah. Also, people living in the city center near the neon statue have their houses constantly illuminated, not really practical at night. Despite the mixed emotions surrounding the artwork, one prevailing perspective emerged. The citizens of Nantes are tired of talking about the alleged death of Santa Claus. It's crazy to think that Nantes decorations sparked such a huge debate. I do not really see the point of it, Luan told Euronews Culture. Perhaps Le Voyage and Rivière should have increased the number of cultural mediators to spark a healthier conversation around this exhibition. People tend to be very attached to traditions. One might agree or disagree with the decorations and the display of Christian symbols around the city center, but this has never been the point of this debate, added Leah. Do these reactions suggest a code of silence surrounding the crime? Do they highlight compelling evidence that hold Nantes accountable for the alleged death of Santa Claus? But wait, did Santa Claus ever exist, or was it merely a distraction from the political and economic problems unfolding around the world? You be the judge. So there you go. Santa Claus is dead, or maybe he's not, or maybe he never existed. Who knows? But just because you don't put up a bunch of crosses doesn't mean that... let's be honest here. Santa Claus, the one we know with the red suit, is a capitalist creation.
It is a German.
No, I mean the one we know with the red suit. The red suit Santa with the white beard is a capitalist creation. There was no guy running around in freaking, I don't know, 200 BC in a red suit and a red hat with a white beard. That was not happening. If there was a Saint Nicholas, he looked like everyone else. And because he was a saint, he was probably in normal clothes, like a normal robe. And he was just, the patron saint of prostitutes and children, by the way. So if you don't like whores, well, don't celebrate Christmas because Saint Nick loved whores.
I know he's real.
Even they deserve presents.
I know he's real. There.
So go out there and give your local prostitute a present as well as the local children, and that's my PSA to you.
The prostitute is a present. What are you talking about? Anyway. Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, I sent you a video. It's like my favorite Christmas song anyway.
Okay.
You can play the whole thing or you can just play the end or whatever. But it's the Kinks, Father Christmas. Anyway, this day in history? Are we doing it? Alright, this day in history, Charlemagne, King of the Franks, became the first emperor of the Holy Roman Empire on this day in 800. And on this day in 1066, William I was crowned King of England, formally completing the Norman conquest. William the Conqueror, who actually is a descendant of Charlemagne. 1776, during the American Revolution, General George Washington crossed the Delaware, the famous painting, and surprised the British at Trenton, New Jersey, which was actually mostly Hessians, which is you surprised the Germans in Trenton, New Jersey. Birthday today, Clara Barton, founder of the American Red Cross, was born in Oxford, Massachusetts. Got a gas bubble. Ooh, I hate that. Here we go. 1962, the film adaptation of Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird premiered and became a classic, especially noted for Gregory Peck's portrayal of Atticus Finch. 1977, Charlie Chaplin, a British comic actor and director, is widely regarded as the most important figures of motion picture history, died in Courseulles-sur-Vevey, Switzerland. In 1991, Mikhail Gorbachev resigned the presidency of the Soviet Union, which ceased to exist at the end of the year. 2006, American singer and songwriter James Brown, known as the Godfather of Soul, died at the age of 73. Sorry, man, this coffee I had is backing up on me. Also, our featured biography, Anwar Sadat, was born on December 25th, 1918, assassinated on October 6th, 1981. He was the president of Egypt. Other birthdays today, Humphrey Bogart's birthday. He was born in 1899. Rod Serling of the Twilight Zone. He would be 99 today if he was still around. Also born in 1924, in this day, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Prime Minister of India. 1949, birthday of Nawaz Sharif, Prime Minister of Pakistan, and also the birthday in 1971 of the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. And it's National Day today. Its day is Christmas. In case anybody doesn't know that, it's Christmas today. And also National Pumpkin Day and Alphabet Day. Alphabet Day. What is Alphabet Day? It is also No L Day. So they're taking the L out of alphabet, and somebody thought that was a cool idea. Those are the days of today. And I was going to say that Yuletide is actually a thing, right? The Yule is the winter solstice, and the Yuletide is, well, the Earth stops on a dime and starts tilting back the other day, and of course the tide's got to follow, because the tides are like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh one way, and then they're going to be going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh the other way. So there we are. I was going to bring that up when we're talking about fake holidays. This is an actual event that impacts everybody.
Because I'm still experting.
Yeah, all right. That's it for today, December 25th, 2023 on Before Coffee.
All right, and this is me trying to upload this video here. Oh, what did I name it? I don't even know what I named it. Oh, I think it's just called what it's called. Okay. Nope, not that one. Oh, maybe this one. Here we go. Okay. And this has been Allison from the Netherlands on Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, I'm hoping you're having a good one and you got at least one thing you wanted this year, whether it be some new socks or a new television. We hope that you have
new socks.
a good rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow for Good News Tuesday on Boxing Day for the British people and other people who celebrate Boxing Day. And we'll see you then. And here is your mic drop moment.
Give us some money. We got no time for your silly toys. Father Christmas, please hand it over. We'll beat you up, so don't make us annoyed. Father Christmas, give us some money. Don't mess around with those silly toys. Beat you up, don't hand it over. We want your bread, so don't make us annoyed. Give all the toys to the little rich boy.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.